In lots of pro sports, NFL, NBA, soccer players, we see athletes gone for 6, 7, 8 months a year. We don't, we kind of see a lot of swimmers are hesitant, especially American swimmers seem to be hesitant to do that. Why do you think that is?
To have an off season?
Well, why are they hesitant to be away from home for over half the
Oh,
year?
yeah. I think to be as nice as I can say it, I think that like swimming is a pretty privileged sport, and it's people have had a hobby mindset and an amateurish mindset to it for a long time. And I think when like they think that Michael was in the lab 11 months a year. And by the lab, I mean like at home working out. And it's like, that's not the Michael I ever knew. Like I don't know the 04 to 08 run as well as I know the runs that I was on the national team. But it's like that dude was like scoring in the World Cups isn't what it is today, obviously, but he was like second or third overall, which didn't pay out in 2011. And he only went to like 2 or 3, but he like in the World Cup series, short course meters in 2011, like this guy, if maybe he's a homebody, but he was like definitely out there, like doing random meets in Canada, going like 156 or 155 in the 2 fly. Like he was so willing to go win things, just not short course worlds. And so everyone thinks that like he never did anything. And they try and map themselves onto that or use that as some excuse. Where it's like, I don't view that as what Michael did. That's not, the Michael I ever saw. And I think when you have someone like that in the sport, like everyone kind of thinks about like their version or their interpretation of what he did is and excuse what they do. Right. And that's 100% what I'm doing right now. But like, I don't know, I think like a lot of people play at this, in my opinion. I think that that's becoming exposed more now. It's like the opportunity now is greater than it's ever been. And there was like a good collective of us that are realizing that. And like, this year in particular, when you talk about like money in the sport, obviously, I'm sure the contracts and the private sponsorships and money, the earnings that you don't hear about are great value, but those go to like 1 or 2 people per country per cycle. And if you reach that next threshold, like Phelps, and I saw Sun Yang recently, I just saw the headline, but you guys put that out that he made a bunch of money.
$500,000.
But I mean, like that's really cool if you get to do that. And I think, but like to put a whole generation of swimmers focused on like having that happen, it's like, guys, it's not like going to happen. And I've literally been in conversation with that. It's like, I've been on a cereal box in every store in the country. And that's not going to happen for me. You know what I mean? And it's like, so I'm a lot closer to that throwing over like night talk shows, blah, blah, than a lot of these other kids are. And it's still never going to happen.
Do you think
so when you think about like the professionalism that's available and the opportunity that's available to us, like the group that did it, and I think Kira is obviously a great example. And a couple, the Dutch team, not just Kira, but like the crew that they roll around with, and how the Aussies did this fall this way. The group that specifically did it because they couldn't get back in their country, right? But a lot of Aussies have historically gone to the World Cups, just not those 5, right? But I don't know, dude. Like it's been kind of frustrating having these conversations because everyone's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, well, that's why you struggle in the summer, blah, 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 like this or that. And it's like, dude, I don't know, man. Cause like when everyone was forced to do the fall short course because that was the only game in town, who was winning those events and who won trials and or the games?
right?